enjoyed watching him beg for his life. It brought me pleasure. I enjoyed stabbing him, killing him, the animals, all of them. And I did it for fame.
Luca Magnotta is a 25-year-old man who's trying to get into acting. As a kid, he was always shy by nature, stated by his mother, often getting bullied, being called a kid, or gay. And as a way to escape the real world where he's bullied at all times, he resorts to watching movies at home. Movies like Instinct and Casablanca. Luca doesn't make it in the acting scene, and so he becomes a gay escort. Gay escorting is when a male puts himself online and acts as your partner, fulfilling whatever desires you have for money. He makes a lot of money, and when his mother asks about his career, he explains to her what escorting is. She doesn't really think this is a safe career path, because as he explains what he does for a living, he also tells her that his clients have been getting more abusive and dominant, that their fantasies have got more on the gruesome side. He disagrees with his mother, says that it's okay, that nothing could ever happen. Luca informs his mother of a client who's been stalking him. He goes by the name Manny. Manny has twisted fantasies and becomes Luca's puppet master, sort of, telling him what to do and constantly watches him outside of work. Luca's mother knows something bad is about to happen. Manny has been abusing Luca Magnotta at this point, things such as strangling and forcing him to abuse and have intercourse with animals as well as eating them. But on a specific day, Manny forces Luca to get 2 kittens and to kill them on camera. The tape is published online. The internet wants to find Luca, and so a group is formed online against him on Facebook. Luca seeks out an attorney, Romeo Salta, and tells him the full story behind the cat video and also emails him a picture of his abuse. But this so-called Manny isn't done yet. Jun Lin is a 33-year-old undergraduate from China who moved to Canada in 2010 to study computer science. He is gay, but hides it from his family due to their strict traditions and their harsh way of tolerating homosexuals. Jun moved to Canada not only to further his education, but to also meet people of similar interests as him. He looks online for people to meet and also meets other friends from where he goes to study. Somebody else in Canada is looking for a male to partake in a gay adult film. An ad is posted on Craigslist about the film.
I'm looking for a sexy guy who's interested into becoming an actor in a personal movie I'm making. Please be between 18 and 35. Good looking. I'm making the movie for me. It's for fun, so I'm not really gonna pay you anything. If you're interested, send me your stats with a face pic and a body pic. Remember, no pic equals no answer. And I'm not looking for sex and no cocksucking.
At the same time, Jun is online, and due to his desire to make friends, this ad intrigued him. They get in touch with each other and arrange a time and place. May 24th, 10 p.m. At around 9 p.m., Jun leaves his home and says goodbye to his cat. He sends a message to his ex-boyfriend, Feng, something that Jun would always do if he ever left, according to Benjamin Shu, a friend of Jun. At 10 p.m., Jun arrives at the Anon's apartment in Montreal. Both of them enter the Anon's room. Jun Lin is missing. The Anon comes out of the apartment wearing his clothes. Bestgore.com used to be a website of which snuff tapes, murder tapes, and everything gore was published. The site was active from 2008 until 2020 and was shut down because the owner had stated that the cost of the website compared to the profits were simply too much. But while the site was still operating in 2012, in May, a video was uploaded there. One lunatic, one ice pick. It's Jun. In the video that I'm not gonna show, we can see Jun Lin blindfolded with a piece of white cloth while naked and tied to a bed he was laying on. A possible timeline of events can be pieced together using the CCTV footage from the apartment with the murder tape. The Anon and Jun Lin walked up to the Anon's apartment, which was apartment number 208, where at that point, Jun Lin entered the apartment, took off his clothes, and laid on the bed while the Anon put on the blindfold and tied him to the bed. While Jun Lin was probably thinking that this was going to be a scene in the adult film that he was sold on, the killer had something else in mind. He was most likely drugged because during the murder tape he wasn't moving. The Anon then proceeded to grab a screwdriver that was painted in metal white to look like an ice pick, a tool that is used to break apart ice. Jun Lin was stabbed in the neck as well as the abdomen and chest area of his body multiple times. The hits to the chest were most likely not life-threatening but still fatal, but the hit to the neck could have possibly ended his life. After that, he proceeded to dismember Jun Lin's head, which at that point his blood flow already stopped because the hit to the neck or chest area could have already unalived him. After cutting off his head, the killer cuts off his arms as well as his legs. He also makes multiple cuts on the arms and legs after dismembering them. He then proceeds to turn around his torso to reveal his genitals. He proceeded to then have intercourse with the back side of his torso, something that he recorded on the tape. We hear a puppy making sounds, but it's not sure what's happening to it. The killer grabs the puppy all of a sudden and puts it next to Jun Lin's now dismembered torso. The puppy starts to eat Jun Lin's torso. It's also killed afterwards. Now you might think,
What kind of twisted human being would do this?
or,
This has to be the worst part of the story.
but there is more.
Benjamin, have you seen Jun anywhere lately?
No, why?
It's been 60 hours since I've gotten a message from him. Something's wrong, and I don't know what it is.
To the outside world, he was a shy and not openly gay person, but to his friends, he was never a quiet person and would always call them or text them if he went somewhere else. Benjamin Shu makes his way to Jun Lin's apartment. He was allowed to enter through the superintendent that gave permission for Benjamin to enter the apartment. Inside of his apartment, he sees a frying pan with oil in it and eggs next to it. But from the room behind, he sees Jun Lin's cat now crawling to reach Benjamin. Now remember, by this time, Jun Lin was already gone for about 3 to 4 days. So in that time period, obviously no one was there or any family member to come in and check on his cat until now. Jun Lin's family and friends had put out a missing person report for him. As Benjamin Shu is feeding Jun's cat, he realized that from the moment Feng Lin called him, that something was wrong.
To Jun Lin, his cat was like his own child.
Benjamin stated in a documentary. He immediately calls the police. And as everything in his mind is coming together, he feels that something bad has happened. The police, who are already in on the investigation, come to the apartment to collect things to use in a DNA comparison. They don't tell Benjamin about what's going on, so he's left wondering, He's seen the news circulating around a video called But one question remains. Who killed Jun Lin?
Welcome to
Someone slipped a note under the door. It was a clue.
Ever since his acting career failed, Luca built up a history of killing animals and posting it online. Jun Lin was his first human kill, and ever since his first murder, there was an online group watching his every step. They noticed that in the murder tape, there was a Casablanca movie poster on the wall. When the group watched the movie, there was a clue that Luca had left for them. He's headed to another country and is planning on killing. They need to take action immediately. At this point, the search for Luca got so big that the Montreal police teamed up with the online group on Facebook in order to collect more information to further their case. They're doing this because they only got involved ever since Luca Magnotta killed Jun Lin, so teaming up with a group that has months of information would help to establish a profile of his crimes. The Montreal police immediately calls the Montreal airport to inform them that a
male wearing a wig, black Mickey Mouse t-shirt, jeans, and white shoes
is headed to the airport to go to another country. They need to find him as soon as possible. Meanwhile, the Canada Interpol gets CCTV footage from the airport and finds out where he's headed to. The French authorities are informed that a killer is headed to their country, Terminal 3, Paris. 40 officers are sent to the Charles de Gaulle airport. They acquire CCTV footage and they see Luca heading to a taxi driver. The police immediately contact the taxi company and gets information on the driver's name. Time is ticking. The driver is contacted and tells the police,
Oh yeah, I dropped him off at a hotel called Novotel.
They ask the reception at the hotel if anyone called Luca Magnotta has been checked in. After the manager at the reception checks the computer, they confirm that he's here. He's not in his room. They've lost him. And now that the French media is picking up on his existence in their country, the police are constantly informed about potential sightings from civilians.
Bonjour, est-il possible que vous recherchiez un tueur en série à Paris? Oui, je pense l'avoir vu.
Another witness says that he saw Luca at the Sphiment Hotel. The manager is shown a picture of Luca and confirms that he's booked a room here. He tells them that there is a possibility that Luca might still be in his room at this present moment. The police go to his room and open the door. It's empty. The same Mickey Mouse t-shirt that Luca had worn at the airport is in the closet. Luca had also carried a student ID with him that he had thrown at the toilet and attempted to flush down, which didn't work. The police are able to tell that he's trying to switch his identity. Luca was able to escape France and is now in Germany, Berlin. He enters an internet cafe. The owner had just read the news about a man who had killed and dismembered his lover. And now, that very man was standing in front of him.
Sir, Internet, please.
Luca says.
Okay, kommen Sie bitte mit.
Luca is now online. He goes to the Interpol website, looks at internationally wanted people, and sees himself. The owner of the cafe is cleaning up behind Luca. He catches a glimpse of the monitor because at first he wasn't sure if the young man in the store was really Luca, but when he saw the mugshot on the monitor, his inner confusion is gone. A cop is driving down at the street at the same time, past the internet cafe. The owner runs out the store, stops the cop, and tells him the killer from the news is in the store. A total of 7 policemen enter the store and arrest Luca Magnotta. The German police tells the Canadian Interpol that they want Luca flown out of Germany as soon as possible. Luca Magnotta, after years of being hunted online, is now caught. He is sentenced to life. But the entire time, one question remains. Where was Manny the entire time? Isn't he the one that's responsible for everything?